What's next for the Sixers? Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Ben from I'm Just a Fan, and today's video is going to be about what are the Sixers going to do, and just kind of talking a little bit about the potential different paths that they could take this summer and how they can improve this team going into
Oh,
the next season.
okay.
So I gotta say, I am super amped up to make this video. The creative juices are flowing. I just watched
You're amped up. I don't understand how he's amped up, but let's just go on with it.
the Phillies just beat the Orioles in Baltimore and take over the stadium in a crazy game, one of my favorite games of the year so far from watching the team and just watching baseball in general. And I gotta say, it was phenomenal. Mind the
Why are we talking about the Phillies when your video's about the Sixers? Why are we talking about the Phillies when your video's about the Sixers?
rain delay, but overall great game, and it's just got me thinking about just stuff I want to talk about because I want to talk about the NBA soon, but there really just hasn't been as much as I would have thought to talk about with the finals. So I plan on making a recap video of the actual series in itself. It's not over, but I didn't really see the point of recapping
It's not over. It's pretty much over, bro.
a ton of stuff today. I didn't even check the final score, but last time I checked, Boston was down 32. They pulled their starters at the end of the third quarter. I don't
Okay, can we like just get to the Sixers?
They really only have, I think, about 6 or 7 guys coming back to the team that aren't just straight up free agents that are going to test the market. So the Sixers have a ton of cap, and they really need to figure out. Obviously, I'm sure they're doing this, but they need to figure out what direction do they want to go in. Now, when I mean by direction, I don't mean rebuild. I don't mean even necessarily. I was going to say not retool, but I guess this is in a way retooling, but it's just like they're not blowing this team up. Embiid's still here. I think this is one of his final shots with the team, and
Yeah, they're not blowing the team up. Even though a good friend of mine wants to blow the team up, like he really wants to blow the team up, the Sixers are not going that route.
obviously you got
And I'm sure there's people out there that want for the Sixers to get blown up.
Maxey, who continues to blossom into a better player every single year. So I don't think this team's obviously going to rebuild, but we got to figure out which direction we want to go into, and we're going to dive
Nice music. I just gotta say, nice music here.
into that now. So the first direction that I am most in favor in diving in and kind of pursuing if I was the Sixers front office would be
Please no LeBron. Please no Jimmy Butler. Paul George, I'm kind of in the middle of that now. So let's see.
trying to sign LeBron James on a 2-year deal.
What did I just say? What did I just say? Oh my God. What did I just say? What did I just say? You can rewind it. You can rewind it. And Mitch said, please don't say LeBron. Don't say Jimmy Butler. And I'm kind of iffy on Paul George.
3 years is a little long for me for LeBron at his current age.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He is literally pushing 40, but at the same time, LeBron is still, in my opinion, a good player. You just can't rely on him to be your number one guy, which LA was doing this year, or to be a 1B.
I'm about to get a headache. I'm about to get a headache. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm about to get a freaking headache.
1A with a situation like Davis. That's not what I want from LeBron. The Sixers desperately need a wing, and they already have a
I'd rather have Paul George than LeBron. Say it right there. Paul George over LeBron.
top 2 center in the league. You have I don't know where
Top two? Yeah. You got to say top two.
he is rank wise, but one of the best up and coming young players in general in the league as well. If LeBron can just be that three, that third best player on the team,
Is his ego going to do that? Is LeBron James' ego going to allow him to do that? That is my question to you guys. Is LeBron's ego going to let him do that?
I think he really could thrive in Philadelphia. Now, obviously, we got to see how does he stay healthy. It's almost a given at this point. I hate saying it, but Joel Embiid, he doesn't really stay healthy.
No shit. No shit.
So there are some injury concerns, but that's also going to be a theme of this video. There's injury concerns with every path the Sixers are potentially pursuing. So
There's injury concerns for every single team in the league. Not just the Sixers, it's every single team. Why does everyone say that about the Sixers? I get with Embiid. That's pretty much the only reason.
we're kind of just gonna have
Okay, then you got D'Anthony Melton, you got Robert Covington, etc.
to live with that. But I think depending on what, of course, this goes for all of these players that they potentially sign that I'm going to talk about in this video. I think obviously they need to fill out the bench and do their thing, draft a couple of decent players. But I think on paper at least, I think LeBron is a solid three right now. Again, I am
He is not going to be a solid 3. His ego would not allow him to do that.
not asking for LeBron to have to take over games. I just need a guy that is going to facilitate, kind of be a little bit more of almost a point guard. I like Maxi, but he's not necessarily the best facilitator at times. I think LeBron would really help just kind of get the offense going a little bit better because if you're a Sixers fan, you know this when this offense gets in a slump, it doesn't matter who it's under. Brett Brown, um, Doc Rivers, Nick Nurse. There are times where it's ugly, and I just feel like they could really use a passer and a guy that can really facilitate an offense. And I think LeBron could
Alright.
do that. And again, LeBron, you would just be hitting down and be down low, dish out to Maxi, who can create his own shot. As long as LeBron can keep that three and be somewhat of a threat so he can create enough space, but
Alright.
I don't know. I would like to sign LeBron if we could, just because overall, I just think it would be a solid fit. It is a high risk, high gamble play, but I think if you have LeBron and ask him to be a three at max, a 2B2A player, I mean, I don't know. I think LeBron can do that, and I my first option. That's the other thing I wanted to touch on real quick before I move on to my next point is apparently there was a sighting of LeBron and a couple other people getting dinner with Nick Nurse in Philadelphia today. I'll put a picture up when I'm editing this back. I don't know if that's true, but because I can't confirm who's in the photo.
Wait.
But if that's true, I mean, there's only more reasons to potentially, kind of buy into this hype. So
He said when he edits the video back, he'll put the picture. There's no picture. I've done that in the past. I've done that. But it's just funny to me.
we'll see on that. So the second option is Paul George. Paul George,
Okay. Now, a little bit better.
I'm very mixed on. He also is not young. I think he's about 33, 34, and he's looking for a max contract. He's looking for a big
Still waiting for that picture. Still waiting for that picture, bro.
fat contract. It's probably the last time he's going to get paid this much in his career, and he's trying to capitalize that. And I don't blame him. Excuse me, but we've just seen consistently that Paul George either cannot stay healthy or does not perform in the
Alright, here we go with the injuries again.
playoffs at a consistent enough rate for me to rely on him. And that's where it just really is the part where I'm like, I don't know if I want to pursue Paul George because I've also seen the Sixers do this. Like, uh, if the Sixers do sign Paul George, it's gonna be a really tough pill for me to swallow. That the process might potentially fail and eventually end on the fact that
It's already over. The process is already over. Come on.
they signed Paul George. Like, it's just like, damn. Like, do I want to go out like that? But I also like Paul George. Like, Paul George obviously is one of the best wings in the league. Not necessarily the best, but he still can hold himself up there. And I think if you asked him again to be a three, like what LeBron would be doing, I think he would thrive in Philadelphia. It's just really more the lack of playoff success, and as of recent at least, and just the injuries scare me a little bit with this team already having such a big injury
Uh,
problem with Joel Embiid. But yeah, I again I don't hate Paul George. Like I could live with Paul George if the Sixers do sign him. Like I can
whoa, you can live with Paul George. You can live with Paul George. Whoa, pause there, buddy. You can live with Paul George? That's a pause there, buddy.
definitely I'll justify it in my head. But at the same time, I am gonna be realistic and be like, damn, like I don't hate Paul George. It's just like Paul George was my first choice, you know. So I kind of have mixed feelings on it.
Yeah, and your first choice was to get LeBron James and blah blah blah.
But maybe if they do end up getting him, you know, I gotta see it on the court. But maybe it will potentially gel for me a little bit more. I know there's opportunities for it. I just realistically don't know if I want to go down on that ship if Paul George is the reason why this team doesn't win a championship. So yeah. So the third way that the Sixers can go about this is
All right, let me guess the third. Let me guess the third. Jimmy Butler? Is that the third? Brandon Ingram?
is potentially, I guess, I don't know if it's trading for or signing Jimmy Butler. I think it
You can't make this up. You can't make this up, guys. You can't make this up. I called the first one. I called the second one. I called the third.
it's trading for, and they'd have to trade. But I think it also would potentially be signing. I honestly, this is on me. I really should have looked this stuff up more. But there's been enough rumors
You don't say.
for it to be something to be talking about. I'm not really talking about the transaction here. I'm just more talking about the fit. I don't want to see Jimmy Butler on the Sixers. I'm pretty definite about that. Like if you're like LeBron or Paul George, or I guess Paul George or Jimmy Butler, I want Paul George. I don't I don't have a problem with Jimmy. Um Jimmy's just like I feel like if we went to get Jimmy right now, going to it's like going to like date the girl that you thought was or no. It's like giving
Why?
I'm trying to think of how to explain this. It's like
Wait.
dating a girl and you guys really hit it off, and then there's some things that were rocky, but then you reconnect and she's kind of washed. Like maybe she's gained a little weight, maybe she's not as pretty, and
Yo, how dare you? She's a nice lady. How dare you? She's a nice lady.
you're just like, yeah, like you
Yeah,
used to
kill
be
me.
bad and you're cool and you do a couple things right, but like this is just not fully where I want to go. Like we've already been here before, and I feel like I've just seen the peak of Jimmy's play the last couple years. And yes, it was quite the peak. Took him to two different finals, especially last year's was insane when they were such a low seed, upsetting Milwaukee in that first round specifically. But for me, it's more just like this guy again, 34, 35, does not play the entire season and has showed I done this that was years ago. You Butler like
All
the
right.
bad likes Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I don't know. So that's my thoughts on this. I just wanted to make this brief. I don't keep making content, but like show love if you did.
All right. All right. All right. All right. So basically, I called every single prediction from him. I called each one of his reasons. Uh, Paul George. That's pretty much where it's going right now. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm out. MK out.